Okay, so let's get right into this. This is a story about a rising music star, a missing 14-year-old girl, and a secret that prosecutors say was kept hidden for months. And it's a secret that ended with an absolutely horrific discovery right at the intersection of fame and a really grisly crime.
So first, you've got David Burke. You probably know him as D4vd. He was this viral artist who just blew up, and he was on this incredibly fast track to becoming a global star.
And then, on the other side of this story, you have Celeste Rivas Hernandez. When she was first reported missing at just 14 years old, her case got almost no national attention at all.
Well, these two worlds were about to collide in just the most tragic way you can imagine. And it all led to a discovery so grim, it reportedly shocked even the most seasoned investigators.
And that discovery was made inside a car registered to D4vd. Police found the decomposed and dismembered remains of Celeste. Just like that, in a single moment, a forgotten missing person case exploded into one of the most talked about murder investigations in the entire country.
To really get a handle on what happened here, you kind of have to look at the two central figures, because their lives were on completely different paths.
So on one side, you have D4vd. He's this viral sensation. He's got the massive hit, Romantic Homicide. He's selling out a worldwide tour. And on the other, you have Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a 14-year-old girl who was reported missing in April 2024. But prosecutors now say she was last seen alive exactly 1 year after that. I mean, it's just such a stark contrast. A public life exploding with fame and a private one just tragically cut short. So how in the world did this case go from a simple missing persons report to a high-profile murder charge? Well, the timeline is absolutely crucial here. It really shows how this secret finally came crashing down.
This timeline really shows you just how long this secret was kept. It all kicks off in April 2024, when Celeste is first reported missing. A whole year goes by before prosecutors believe she was murdered. A few months later, D4vd's Tesla gets abandoned. But the real turning point, the huge break, is in September 2025. That's when her remains are found, and that leads to his arrest in April 2026, 2 full years after she first disappeared.
Right, so this is the moment the whole case just broke wide open. September 8th, 2025. A worker at a tow yard notices this awful smell coming from the impounded Tesla. Police show up, they open the trunk, and inside, they find Celeste's remains. And get this, the car had been sitting there for months, just abandoned, while D4vd was away on tour. But finding her body, that was really just the beginning of the investigation. The prosecution's case seems to be leaning really heavily on what they call a mountain of digital evidence they've collected.
So, prosecutors have collected 40 terabytes of digital evidence. To give you some perspective, that is an almost unimaginable amount of data. It's like millions of photos or thousands of hours of video, all pulled from his devices. So, the billion-dollar question for this case is, what's in all that data?
Well, according to the lead prosecutor, Beth Silverman, some of what they found is deeply, deeply disturbing. She actually stated in court that the evidence includes a significant amount of child sexual abuse material that they recovered from D4vd's iPhone and his iCloud account. And the digital trail, it gets even more chilling. An unreleased song that's supposedly by D4vd popped up online. The title is Celeste, and some of the lyrics are, "Oh Celeste, I'm obsessed." But here's the most disturbing part. This song was apparently shared online months before her body was even discovered. Okay, so all of this evidence has now led to a massive courtroom battle, and D4vd is facing some of the most serious charges you can possibly get under California law. So he's formally charged with first-degree murder, continuous sexual abuse of a child under 14, and the unlawful mutilation of human remains. I mean, just those charges alone paint a really grim picture of what the prosecution thinks happened here.
And it goes even further than that. The prosecution has also added 3 special circumstance allegations. They're arguing that the murder was committed to silence a witness, for financial gain, and that it was done by lying in wait. If those are proven, it makes him eligible for either the death penalty or life in prison with absolutely no chance of parole.
Now, for his part, D4vd has pleaded not guilty to every single charge. His defense attorney has been really adamant, stating publicly that the evidence is going to prove he did not murder Celeste. And, it's so crucial to remember, he is presumed innocent until proven guilty. And all of this just leaves us with these massive questions hanging over the whole case. Like, what kind of story will those 40 terabytes of data ultimately tell a jury? And is the prosecution's theory really correct?
I mean, was a young girl actually murdered just to protect a secret and to save a lucrative music career?
You know, for everyone watching this unfold, and most importantly, for Celeste's family, the biggest question is whether this trial will finally bring any answers and an end to this absolute nightmare.
But with so much evidence still sealed and a long, complicated trial still on the horizon, the final question is really this: have we only just seen the beginning of what this case is going to reveal?